somebody sends $1,000 for this guy to spread misinformation about veganism. So, according to lifting welfare's logic, a vegan world would be a world in which wool is a resource for humans and feathers, leather from roadkill. Don't worry, it's roadkill leather. This ice cream is made with dumpster milk. They threw it away. It was still not rotten, so it's ethical ice cream. Vegan. Lifting welfareist logic.
You're talking about, and I know why they throw this word utilitarian around as a pejorative.
It's not as a pejorative. It is what it is. Now, if you don't want the label applied to you, then don't spread utilitarian bullshit. Peter Singer feels proud of the utilitarian label. And that should be the case for every other person spreading Peter Singer's ideas. But these guys are, no. I'm a deontologist. Cliff Grant, every single conversation by Cliff Grant is a welfarist conversation. He has the nerve of saying, I'm an abolitionist. No, you're not. You're not an abolitionist.
Utilitarian around as a pejorative when it just simply means a certain type of philosophy. They're basically pure deontologists to the extent that they literally look. Here's my thing on the whole deontology and utilitarianism thing. Mm-hmm. There has to be some kind of sensible balance between them, right? If you're just pure utilitarian or pure deontologist, you get into these crazy. It just results in crazy conclusions.
That was not the point of any of the people that I know that defend veganism and the idea that veganism is a deontic because it's a principle that everyone should follow. A principle that everyone should follow. It's a deontic idea. A deontic idea that everyone should follow that principle. It's not a flexible principle like, oh, well, maybe tomorrow we can exploit animals. I'm a vegan, but I'm going to exploit animals because the principle is flexible. So because I'm a threshold deontologist. If I'm in Paris and I'm an idiot from a country just right like 2 hours away on a train, and I'm in Paris and I don't know what to eat. I'm going to call Joey Crabstrong because he's streetwise. So I'm going to call Joey Crabstrong to see if maybe it's okay for me to exploit animals while I'm in Paris because, it's like the next posh restaurant is like too far away. Or there are no posh vegan restaurants in Paris. You cannot walk into a supermarket in Paris and find a fucking sandwich. A fucking vegan sandwich. A fucking vegan meal already prepared for like €2. No, you cannot do that in Paris. Yeah, right. The flexible movement, Peter Singer's utilitarianism, which is like, oh, well, maybe the consequences are not so bad. I'm going to decide to break the rules. But rules are for losers. Rules are for, idiots. I'm an Oxford graduate. I studied in Oxford, and I'm such a great thinker, and I cannot fucking figure out my way to a fucking supermarket in Paris. So I can look for the vegan aisle or the vegan section. You can even go to the chips section, and there you go. You're not hungry anymore, and you're not going to die, motherfucker.
Like, for example, if someone is just a pure deontologist, which means they just only care about rules and they just don't care at all about outcomes, then yeah, that...
This genius. He has been around for a fucking long time, and he hasn't understood that deontology and utilitarianism are not identities. And we have told him, and he's like, oh, I don't get it. It's like, these deontologists, he's repeating what every other debate me bro repeats. Like, oh, those are deontologists. They believe that if you have to tell a lie to save Anna Frank's life, and the Nazis ask for the whereabouts of Anna Frank, you have to tell the Nazis because you're a deontologist. No, that is not the fucking point of veganism being a deontic idea, a deontic concept, a deontic principle. It's a principle. It's an internalized realization that you have no right to exploit other animals. So it's not like, oh, I have to follow this rule. No, it's that I don't consider animals resources anymore. Not even their feathers or their hairs or their eggs or whatever. And that's why Sofia Esperanza says, well, I don't think that exploitation is taking the eggs of a happy hen. I don't think that's exploitation. And then lifting welfareist logic says, well, maybe if there are no rights violations, maybe she's right about that. Yeah, maybe she should not consider herself a non-vegan. A welfareist, David Rams, under the sponsorship of Tobias Leonard. A utilitarian, self-proclaimed utilitarian. Oh, no, but we are not threshold. What is that threshold? What is the threshold that allows you to exploit animals? What is the threshold? What is the threshold that allows you to exploit animals as if they were resources for you? What is that threshold? George Martin, tell me what is the threshold that allows you to exploit animals for you as if they were resources for you? What is the threshold in veganism? Now animals are exploitable goods for me. All these people are thinking of veganism as a set of practices, which is the opposite of what Leslie Cross said. Leslie Cross said, well, this is not a set of practices. This is a principle. You have to internalize that principle so that you don't perceive animals as exploitable goods for you. That's it. Oh, threshold. Where is the fucking threshold in that? No, you either perceive animals as individuals that are not resources for humans, sentient individuals who should not be resources for humans, or you don't. And there is no threshold.
If someone is just a pure deontologist, which means they just only care about rules and they just don't care at all about outcomes, then yeah, that could happen. Someone could just make some kind of crazy thing that it's like, it's not okay to take one skin swab from a cow in order to end the animal holocaust. Now that to me is an anti-vegan position. I mean, we could...
What is this guy talking about? The lab-grown flesh fantasy. You know, if I take this swab from a girl and make a copy, you know, like a real copy, lobotomized copy, you know, if I take a little girl and then I put the swab with that genetic information, we make a clone of that girl, but a non-sentient clone, then we're going to end the philia with PEDO, the PEDO philia. Then we are going to end it with that action. And this guy how many years has George Martin been in the movement to be so myopic as to think that necrophagy is the only form of exploitation? So if we get rid of necrophagy, then we have a vegan world, which is like some sort of Melanie Joy idiocy. If they don't eat animals, then we have a vegan world, some sort of Tobias Leonard, some sort of stupidity. If they don't eat meat, then we have a vegan world. And here's my book. Buy my book about a reducitarian vegan, not reducitarian, vegan. We are going to call reducitarians vegans, and then we have a vegan world. But George Martin, if George Martin starts talking a lot, he disappoints. Like, he disappoints every time, like even more. The idea that I had a few years ago from George Martin was a smart guy, maybe not too well informed about veganism, but maybe he could just get informed and become someone who might change the fucking carnism thing for something vegan, not vegetarian. But now I think he's either getting paid to reduce veganism to a diet, a vegetarian diet, or he's just too unclever, just to say the least, to realize that he is not promoting veganism. Or maybe both, because the business is going great. As far as you have Tobias Leonard and Melanie Joy and all those welfareists supporting what you do, with We the Free and all that bullshit, there's money. There's money to be made from welfareism.
I mean, we can talk about whether it's vegan or not to perform whatever this is on an animal, and what degree of rights violation would be acceptable, whatever. But I know the group of people here that you're talking...
Rights violation. These people are so misguided with the speech of these other idiots. Like, it's Isaac Brown and Vegan Gaines and Dr. Avi and all those idiots, utilitarians. No, they are not utilitarians because they say that they are threshold deontologists. Oh, no, they are not utilitarians. No. Oh, no. No, they just calculate based on utility, and they think, well, this is what veganism should be, because it's going to generate more utility. That's utilitarianism. Oh, no, because it's about rights violations. What are those rights? Are we allowed to use animal materials as resources? Is it vegan to use animal materials? Rights violations. And they all repeat the same crap. The rights violations. Veganism is not about rights violations. Veganism is about ending the idea, the mindset that people have that, animal materials are resources for humans. So no, feathers are not vegan, and wool is not vegan. There's a vegan omelette because a hen abandoned the eggs, or the hen died and the eggs are there. So now we can make vegan omelettes with the eggs. No, that is not veganism. But there's no rights violations. So what? Veganism is the mindset that those eggs are not food for you, that wool is not a resource for you, and that those feathers are not resources for you. That is veganism. That is the mindset. Animals are not resources for us, or not even dead, or whatever falls out of an animal. So if veganism is about ending the idea, the mindset that other animals are resources, lab-grown flesh, which is something that came out of an animal, and it's perpetuating the idea that those animals, that whatever species of animals people want to eat are resources for humans, is an anti-vegan position. So no, George, you are the non-vegan person here, not the people who oppose the perpetuation of the idea that the flesh of some animals is food for humans. You're a welfarist. You think that the problem is only eating animals. That's why carnism, the idea of carnism, you want to hang on to the idea of carnism as if it was the opposite of veganism. No, it is not.